black gloss, metallic, a roof wrap. Be patient and watch the transformation. This was a travel job for me. I had to go to Pontiac, so I had to load up the trunk. First, we're going to get the wrap, figure out what tools I'm going to need. Damn near all of them, but I got to figure out, how I'm going to put it all together because I don't have a travel bag or nothing. So I had to make sure I got the blades, give me some fresh cloth off my squeegees, get my knifeless tape just in case, grab some masking tape, things like that. Got all my tucking tools and knives and things like that. Some markers if I need to measure, which I really don't because I ordered just enough for the job. Get some edge tape, get my clay bar so I can make sure I sterilize and clean that roof up real good. Then I need my gun, my weldy, my So yeah, we done pulled up. We rolled up whatever. He already had everything laid out for me to pull in his driveway. Thank him for that. Shout out to Aaron. This is his build he put together. I forgot how much time he put into this, but that body kit you're looking at, he did all of that himself. He's actually done some of the wrapping work himself too, man. That anything that you see that's that purple blue, that's all wrap. I peeped it out when he opened the trunk up. You can kind of see it on the inside because like I said, he left the door jams, which is normal. So that when people see me doing wrap work and they see me leaving door jams, which is what I'm going to be doing for 98% of my work, unless for some reason someone pays me extra to do a door jam, that's what it's gonna be. That's what he got put together and whatnot. So the graphics, the body kit, everything he did on his own, even on the interior. Hopefully we get another video later on down the line where I can show you what he did. He got some velvet in there around his gauges. He got a cold gear shift he done put in the floor. I think titanium he did all on his own. Aaron, if I'm not mistaken, he's got over 20 years in body and collision and paint. So a lot of this stuff he has the tools to do in his own shop. First thing I had to do though, which you saw me skip by, was just make sure that thing was sterilized. I didn't show me breaking up the clay bar and everything, but that was just the beginning of the process. Then we got the film out. I think I still had the plastic cap on it at this particular time. Probably not, but I'm getting everything glassed out before I squeegee, which is something you'll hear a lot of. So you want to get everything as straight as possible so that when you get to actually start squeegeeing the job, you don't run into a lot of problematic areas with bubbles and wrinkles and things of that nature. The film I'm using, this particular install, normally would have came from Paradox, did not. I ordered from 3M because I was able to get smaller increments at a quicker shipping date and whatnot. So shout out to Paradox for sure, but definitely shout out to 3M for having that available for me and being able to get this particular finish and whatnot. So you see me just kind of lightly grabbing. I'm explaining to Aaron too because he's kind of watching because he tried to do the job himself. Shout out to him for at least trying to do it, but that kind of gave him perspective on how difficult it is to maneuver film. He did get some film that came from another vendor. I won't use their name because I'm not in the business to slam nobody, but it just wasn't up to the quality that we were using. So what you're looking at now is I'm just kind of getting some of the little bitty spots that I might see that still might have a little bubble here and there. Even though I was able to squeegee some of it down, you see me lifting. In the upper right hand corner, you see those wrinkles there. I don't really have to pull hard, man. You don't have to pull hard. So I'm just kind of balancing out, using some techniques that I was taught to kind of get that thing to glass out. You see I laid it right back down and they went away, so I didn't have to do much. Well, it didn't feel like I had to do much, but yeah, so just squeegeeing, glassing, and just taking it section by section. Even though it's a roof job, I broke it down in quadrants, in fours. I worked from one way and just in 1/4 quarters, and wrote my way all the way around, from like the passenger side back seat all the way around to the driver's side back seat, which is I think is kind of where I'm kind of in between the driver front and back seat right here on this shot. But just kind of showing it up close that the moisture you see, I use some rinseless wash. I sprayed on top of it because since I did remove that cap, I don't want to damage the film. I don't want to mark it all up. I want it to look out the box fresh when it's on that roof. You know what I'm saying? I want it to have that paint look, and I don't want scuffs and scrapes in it that I put there. If he get them after the fact, that's on him, but I don't want him to start off with a roof that looks beat already. That's crazy. So for me, I use the word patience a lot, but as you can see, my squeegee technique right now for the initial laydown, I'm taking my time, man. Like, there's nobody's rushing you. I gave him the expectation of 4 hours, maybe 5 hours, because I'm a beginning rapper, but that I knew it wouldn't take me that long. I just wanted to make sure that I could take my time and I wasn't racing against the clock. So my initial laydown, you'll see me doing slower strokes. Once I get it the way I like, I might go past right back over it a little bit quicker. But the last thing I want to do, since I didn't order a surplus of vinyl, is mess it up, because now I got to reorder, and then it's a whole hassle of eating that cost. I don't want to have to eat cost in the beginning of my career, or at all for sure, but I don't want to have to eat the cost of an install. So now you see me speeding up a little more because I got it basically laid down. There's a couple parts I could touch up on, but once again, just keeping it moist. And now that I got it all the way to the edges, I got my new Rap knife, man. Shout out to Rap On. That mug is so cool. The starter knife I had that came in the starter pack that I bought was, I think it was Fascio, if I'm pronouncing it right. But the blade is true, but the body of it is all metal. So I have to be careful with laying the blade on the vehicle. You shouldn't be cutting on the vehicle anyway. They say it a lot, but I've been taught how to do that with the perfect pounds of pressure. But just as an added safety, I went ahead and invested in a better, more luxury, ergonomic, safe knife that I could, hold in my hand kind of like a pencil, and the fact that I don't have to worry about pressing it up against the car because it's plastic, so it's not gonna hurt the film. Now that I got everything to the edge, cut and tucked, you tell me what you think of this final result. I was immensely impressed with the finish on this. It just look, it's the way it shine, man. Like I never thought that vinyl wrap would get this type of sheen, that metallic look, the flakes, everything like paint, man. Let's see what Aaron thinks about it.
Absolutely worth it. Professional, 100%, does an amazing job.
All right, man. Y'all have a beautiful day, man. Thanks for viewing. Let's get ready for the next whip. We've patient, we've transformed, and we roll out.